back with more upgrades for the Injora SCX30.
I want more.
This time we've got our first wave of upgrades from Injora, including their new brushless motor system for this and some brass upgrades. We're also going to check out some custom mods that we've done, including some 3D printed add-ons that I found online. As with the last SCX30 upgrade, this is going to be a quick rapid fire one, trying to get you guys out this content as soon as these upgrades drop for these little trucks. First batch of Injora goodies here. They've sent us a bunch of other stuff too. They've got a bunch of things coming. This is our first wave, if you will. So let's take a look at what we got. Brass knuckles. Super excited to see brass knuckles for these little things. Black brass coated, got all of our hardware in there. We got stainless steel drive shafts. This is gonna be nice. We got some high clearance linkage. Looks like these are aluminum links. We also got the Injora brushless motor system. Now this is pretty cool. This is a new one that they've come out with. This is the Green Viper. It's a 1621 sized brushless outrunner motor, just like your purple Viper. The thing with this, they only recommend 2S, so not up to 3S on this. I'm not sure why that is, but nonetheless, that's what the website says. We got a 3600 kV on this little motor. Since that will not work with the stock ESC, we've also got the MBL32 brushless ESC from Injora. This is the same MBL32 G2 that we're used to. Small, compact, versatile, also programmable brushless ESC. This is what we're going to use to power it. We are going to need to change out our transmitter because the stock 2-in-1 is not going to work with this. We're going to have to source our own receiver and upgrade the radio. Looking at this motor combo, so you're 22 bucks for the motor. I think you're 45 for the ESC. So you're 65, 66 bucks. Then you're gonna have to source a radio. You can get that done for like 30 bucks. So you're under 100 bucks to do a brushless conversion for this truck. All right guys, brushless kit installed. This was super simple. I chose this one quick because it was the path of least resistance here. So here's the Green Viper all installed. It looks big in here, even though it's the same micro size that we're used to, but fit perfectly, no problem whatsoever. Got the MBL32 on the back on this tray here. It's a little bulky in there. I'm glad I got this RadioLink micro receiver here to kind of take up as less space as I can, but it's all functional, ready to go. Very, very smooth off the bottom. Super linear until you reach a certain point. So we can show it. There's that jump right there. You guys saw that. It's very linear right up until about 20 or 30% throttle, and then it just gets that jump. Same thing with the larger scales that I've run into. So if any of you guys know programming parameters or a way to get around that, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. I don't have time to mess with this tonight, but I'd love to smooth that out because it's a great system otherwise. One thing to note, there's no way to hook up your lights with this kit. So what I had to do, I had an adapter, an extra adapter from my FuryTech system for my lights to work, thankfully, because I'd be kind of bummed out if I lost those. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have that adapter plug there, you are going to lose the functionality of your lights when you go to this different ESC. Let's see how this behaves on the course. Upgraded here. Not a lot of wheel speed out of this. Almost wishing I had more. I'm not even able to get up over the gatekeeper here. There we go. Oh, price I pay for those accessories and stuff on the roof. It's that top heaviness. We had the right approach there with that smooth slow crawl. Get us up over there. Oh, geez. All right, let's do a speed comparison. Axel's gonna drive the green SCX30. He's got the Fury Tech system. I got the Injora, so we're gonna see how they stack up. Ready, buddy?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you got the Fury Tech's got that big punch on it.
I can go a lot. I can go
I don't know
a
about
lot
that.
slower.
I got the slow crawl now.
No. I'm still moving.
No, not fast enough. You gotta get out of the way.
Not fast enough. Is it fast enough?
One of the coolest mods that Axel and I just kind of stumbled upon recently were these printed beadlock wheels. Now I will put a link in the description for where I got the file for these on the Bamboo Makerspace. But these are great. They look awesome. They're a 0.7-inch wheel. A true beadlock here. So we've got 4 screws in the back here. These are the M1.4 screws that we're familiar with the SCX24. 3-piece wheel. You've got a plastic ring, vented ring on the inside, and then your inner and outer face. These went together really slick, printed really easy. With mine, I printed them in white and then I hit them up with this silverish chrome finish to give them kind of a aluminum look. So we did 5 each. So we got the spare tire, matching spare on the back. Able to mount up the Aztecs here, no problem. We put a bunch of different tires on these. These work excellent. So this was a really cool find and a good mod that we did this week.
I think that could be cooler.
Also, one other printed thing that we did, I just scaled down an SCX24 winch and put this printed winch on both of our trucks here. So just printed it black and then used a silver Sharpie for the fair lead here. So that was another quick printed things that we did. I'll also link that in the description below. All right, Axel's putting on the SCX30 knuckles on his rig here. He's already got the old ones off. What he's got to do now is pop out the bearings from the stock knuckles. We're going to press those into the brass ones here. He's got his bearings in. He's going to put the axle stub through. These utilize a dog bone style axle. So he's going to put the outer shaft through first and then put the knuckle back on. We got supplied hardware here we're going to use to put it back together. Right, Axel got his knuckles all on. This is a pretty slick installation. These are nice, slick looking brass knuckles on here. They improved the weight distribution a little bit. We gained about 2% to the front to even this out to 50-50. Gained a total of about 7 grams. So not a huge improvement, but we did see it on the scales in a little bit. What you got?
I got some new logo.
Oh yes.
There's the 130.
Yep.
We were just talking about.
There it is. Yep. That's cool, right? Oh, nice. A big shout out to Sam at Crawler Tracks too, who busted his butt to help us and generated a 3rd logo in crunch time so that we could get some logos developed for Axel for Christmas. So thank you, Sam, over at Crawler Tracks. Be on the lookout for kid crawlers coming to YouTube Kids soon.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and then the reason why I am trying to get this content out to you fast as I can, because I just found out that our beadlock wheels that I was so happy with are not going to clear these brass knuckles. So as you can see, that chafing going on around the outside of the knuckles. The screws on the inside of the beadlock are not going to clear that brass knuckle. Thankfully, the Mofo wheels do. Those play nice with the Injora knuckles. So we're going to go back to the Mofo wheels here. Guys, check it out. So we got the drive shafts on. Look at those things, nice and heavy duty. These went on great. they're D-shaped, or whatever the output shaft is shaped. So they went on pretty slick. They're nice and tight on there. Good fit and finish, solid construction on these, and they look nice. So we got nice fortified steel drive shafts on here. Got the Mofo RC non-beadlock wheels. I did glue the Aztecs on because I found with the Mofo tires that they just don't stick on the wheel friction mounted like I would like to. So glued these things on. The glue's still a little wet, but that's setting for tonight. We've been busy with body work, as you can see here. We've done some work aesthetically, a couple different body options now on these things. So on mine with my Wrangler, I got the unpainted body and I painted it blue because we do blue Jeeps here. And actually, I had a Wrangler JKU prior to my Gladiator that was also the hydro blue and had the red accents and things on it. So this was fun to do that, to kind of throw back to my original Jeep that I had. But I like the blue. This thing came out really good. I also got the Proline Coyote body. This was a Christmas present for Axel. Got this tiny little thing, high clearance body on this. See, on his chassis, we've got the RC four-wheel drive, the Super Swampers, real big tires. This gives us a little more room. Still got some rubbing issues on that, but if we had the taller shocks to lift this up, this would clear much better. We've got a custom body done here. This was from our friend Trailbound51 on Instagram. This thing looks fantastic. This is a custom-made 25th scale model Jeep body that he did for Axel. As you can see, he kind of worked in Axel's name here. So very cool. This was an early project that he did with our first SCX30 Bronco. Sent that to him after sending it to Trey over at 24 Yep. So this is a very cool body here. Quadra Blue, our friend over at Quadra Blue, got this Photon body. This is a cool space age looking thing. He does really unique stuff, and he's already got cool things happening for the 30. So this is another neat little body, and I think this looks pretty rad with the big tires on it. This probably clears the best with these tires on it. Super futuristic, kind of like Blade Runner looking body here. Very cool. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the linkage. We can take a look at the linkage. All aluminum construction here. The SCX30 comes with high clearance linkage in the rear anyway. I believe these have the bends in the front as well, yes. So we're gonna get that bend in the front for some high clearance action in the front links, whereas we just have straight links on the stock version. So we might gain a little bit of clearance, some functionality with these links in the front, but they are nice black aluminum. They are gonna look sharp under there. So I may or may not get to these in these videos. I gotta pack up and head to Maine for the Christmas holiday, but did wanna show you guys the links nonetheless. I'm happy to get all of the other components installed, and Injora has already sent me a number of other components as well that we're gonna put on there. We've got both sets of shocks coming for this. They've got, I think, a 22 millimeter and 26 millimeter, so they've one-upped the Proline Pro Scale shocks. We've got those on the way, and I know they're working on wheels and tires as well. So we got a bunch more stuff coming for the 30s. I'll keep churning this out as soon as I get them. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I did not have time to get to the linkage, unfortunately, in this video, but I will install those in the next go around. I gotta wrap this up and head to Maine to visit family for the holidays, but hopefully when I get back, I'll have some more SCX30 upgrades from Injora and other manufacturers that I can show you guys. As always, I will put a link in the description down below on where you can pick up all the parts that we used in this video. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What else do you wanna see the aftermarket put out for the SCX30? I'm really looking forward to some more brass upgrades up front to help with this weight bias more towards the front, give us some more stability, widen out this track a little bit. And I know that Injora, as well as others, have parts coming to do just that. So guys, stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.